Good day, fellas. All right, so today I'm back onto the VMax. What we have going on is I actually want to take a look and see what I have inside of this clutch. I know that there's a lot of questions. There isn't very much. There isn't like a whole ton of details or information. And what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be taking off the clutch cover. We're going to take a look inside. We're going to find out what I have inside this VMax. So just a quick recap. I bought this VMax over a year ago. I got it with 15,150 miles on it. Right now we have 17,807. So I've put a few kilometers on this. It's one season of riding. This thing is absolutely insane. I love this bike. But there's a few things with it, and other VMax people will probably agree. Number one is going to be my clutch. My clutch to go when I engage seems to be at the very end. Okay. I also have the hard neutral. Now, I've had this once before, and because this was a bike that I got absolutely dirt cheap. The cheapest one I could find on the internet, didn't run. There was a bunch of problems with it. Brought it back to life, and as you can see, I rode it all last season. This season, it's time to address some of the other things with it. One of those things is definitely going to be the clutch. Hard neutral is back again. I fixed it the last time just by doing another oil change. I figured that, it hadn't run in God knows how many years, and I did a lot of changes and fixing, and now all the little bugs are gonna work their way out of the machine. So little things, and I'm hoping that you guys can pick this up, but these seals here, they're all leaking. Okay, and that wasn't like that before. So as you ride a bike that's been sitting or that you've redone and so on and so forth, you're gonna get into a bunch of these little problems or things like that. As the seals heat up and they contract and they go through their heat cycles, things are going to either crack or start leaking that weren't previously leaking. So one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to take a look inside this clutch. One, I want to find out, do I have the double D? Is there the extra clutch spring in there? Did they remove the steel? There's a steel wire in there and a half clutch plate. So I also want to take a look and have a quick inspection of the friction plates. Okay, to make sure, like, how hard was this thing ridden before me? Is that one of the reasons why I'm having a few extra little issues with it? So in today's video, I'm going to be removing this. We're going to have an in-depth take look at the clutch and what's behind it, and let's get into it. But before I do that, one of the things that I want to do is it needs an oil change. Even though it's on a side stand, I don't have a center stand just because, it didn't come with one. When you have the Kirker 4-in-1, that's one of the things that you have to do is you got to get rid of that center stand. So I don't have a center stand for this, and it needs an oil change. So I have everything to do an oil change. What I'm going to do is I'm going to warm up the bike. I'm going to drop the oil out of it before I go ahead and get into that. But I'm sure that you guys have all seen like a billion oil changes before, so I'm not going to bore you with that. Let me warm up the bike, do an oil change, get rid of the oil that's in it, and then I'm going to pick up when I'm going to be cracking this cover off. Okay, and we're going to see what we got. Thanks, and be right back. All right, so if you can see, we got the oil. I just left it to drain, so we've done that part. what we have is a 5 millimeter 5 millimeter Allen for these guys, and a 12 millimeter for the foot peg. So you do have to move the foot peg. So that's what I'm going to do first. We're going to go ahead and get the, see if I can set you guys up a little bit here so that you can, hopefully you can see. And realistically, that's all you need. You just need enough room so that you can pull this off. So I'm going to go ahead and start loosening off all of the Allens all the way around. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but I've left the one bolt in, and that's going to be a reference point. So having this bolt as a reference point, what I like to do is, number one, I already have the gasket. So I've already went and I've purchased the the gasket. The part number is there. I'm going to show you all the part numbers that are associated. I've already taken this out before and just roughly drew across so that I could make it easier. On myself. And so this one here is the one that I'm doing the reference to with this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put each one of these screws or bolts or whatever into this, so I know exactly which one is where. Some of them are different lengths, so on and so forth. We all know the drill. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do that, and then we'll get right back to it. Hang on one second. Okay, and just like that, I've went ahead and put all the bolts in the correct position. Now we're ready to take this the clutch cover off. I'm probably going to need a mallet for this, so let me go. Yeah, let me go grab a mallet. Okay, there we are. Okay, so we are going to get into the clutch. I want to check out these friction plates. It's always a good idea to get yourself the extra gasket. So all in all, though, this looks pretty good. I actually don't think that this clutch has been broken into. I think that that's the original. And it could very well be. We don't know just yet, but what I'm going to do is, and you'll see here, you've got two little dots, and they correlate with the ones on the clutch plates. Okay, so you know exactly how those go in, and there's one down here, but it has only one notch and there's no dot. Let's take these off and let's see what we have. And this here is the spring. So here, we'll go over to the bench here real quick. So this here is you got 7, and that's the part number right there. And they are the clutch plates. You've got 8 friction plates. There's the number right there. This is the spring, which is that piece that you just saw. So, and that's why I think, so there's a spring in here. You would need, they double them up, and that's why it's called a double D, and it's a double diaphragm or whatever. But it is this that people are referencing when they say the double D mod. And of course the gasket. Okay, so 3JP 15462-01-00, which is the exact same that you're going to see on that there. So I know that I have the proper gasket. I mean, and it's the same there as well. So we do have the gasket. I believe that there's only the one spring. So this double D has not been done. And what I want to do is I want to check out just a few of these friction plates. Okay, so let me go ahead and so with that said, and a good reference point, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to remove these. This here doesn't really line a certain way, but you do want to take a look, take a picture of the two little dots with the grooves, so you know exactly what it is that you're putting back in. You want to take a measurement of your clutch plates to make sure that you still have good or material that's on it and you're meeting minimum. And what I want to do is I want to actually check out the friction plates for bluing or burning or hot spots. So that's what I really wanted to do. If there is some other parts that I need to get, no problem. If there isn't, I have the brand new gasket to go on. I can just clean this surface up and we'll be riding. Keep in mind that we've got the two dowels. Make sure that you don't lose your dowels. And all I did was I drained the oil just to make it a little bit easier. You'd lose a lot less oil just by having it on the side stand as opposed to straight up and down. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to remove these and we're going to see what we got on the inside. All right. Okay, so you'll have this guy, and if yours is anything like mine, sorry, I'm trying to get this in focus, you'll have a noticeable area where your bolts came from, and you'll see the wear on the edges, on the inside. Okay, and this looks to be pretty straight, but I want to put it back in the exact same order that it came out. This is your double or your spring. Okay, so you'll notice there is no springs on your clutch basket like you would probably see in like you know, a motocross or a lot of other ones. This here is actually the spring, and you have a ring. Now this ring, you'll see, is the way that it's that it's made. It actually fits. It fits in there. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is see the way that just pops right out. This is looking real good. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, if I can, I'm going to pull one of these out. I'm going to put you guys down. I am going to pull one out, and we're going to take a caliper. I'm going to have to refer to the manual to find out what the min and max, or what the minimum tolerance is on these plates. And I also want to take a look at a few of the friction plates on the inside. Okay, so just bear with me here for a second. Okay, so these are to be 2.2 to 2.4 in millimeters. And of course I'm in inch, millimeters. Here we go. And I'm just not getting an accurate reading. I'm having more than the, I'm pretty sure it said max. Why don't we go to the bench? And okay. Basically what it's telling me is like the clutch plate thickness new should be 2 to 2.4 millimeters, or 0.87 to 0.94 inches, and I already have a little bit more than that, and I already know just by taking a look there is no issues there whatsoever. I've got really no burning. I've got a little bit of what appears to be uneven, or just a little bit more of a wear on the one side. Those look really, really good. So I'm gonna have a look at another one, maybe another two. We're probably gonna call this good, and I'll be able to move on from this. Yeah, I'm not seeing any issues whatsoever. No issues whatsoever. So, no, these are all looking real good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have another look at this, the whole clutch system at the end of this season, after I've put quite a few more kilometers on it. But so far, everything looks fantastic. All right, so now that you've went ahead and you've inspected, if you needed to replace some of these plates, you've went ahead and replaced it. If you did if you needed to do the friction, you've went ahead and done that. Now here's one of the, you have, I don't know if you can, there's a hole or a punch mark right there, and that punch mark needs to line up with the punch mark right there. Okay, so, and it only goes one way, and this will allow your clutch to operate. And this guy goes, that guy goes in. Okay, now there is a way to put this, is it, yeah, so that you have more open, but it doesn't really matter. It doesn't line up the way that a lot of people think it does. And just go ahead and put your screws back in. Okay. Now, if you don't have those, if you don't have them on the inside of the mark, your clutch doesn't work. You're going to know try to pull the clutch to be super hard to interface with the clutch chains. Okay, these all go in. I'm just putting these down to the bottom by hand. Then you grab your trusted little torque wrench, 71 inch-pounds. So not foot-pounds, and you're going to have to hold it. It's only 71 inch-pounds, so it's not like a whole lot. Good. And I'm just double checking everything. 71 inch-pounds is a little bit not enough, but hey, you do you. I'll do me. I'm just going a little bit more. Okay, now I've already got my gasket on with my dowels, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clean a little bit of this up. I'm going to stick the cover on, and then we're going to go and start putting the bolts back in, and away we go. Now your clutch cover, they go to 89 inch-pounds. And last but not least, your foot pegs. They are 38 foot-pounds. And there you have it. That should be it. Thank you very much for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Every time it helps. So thank you very much, and we'll see you guys in the next one.